I always wanted to change the world. I didn't think the world was good enough.
The Virago Press is entirely staffed by women. When it was founded, it proudly announced itself in every book as a feminist publishing house.
Somebody later said to me that I put women at the centre of the stage. That was the thing. Instead of men being always the centre of the stage, I just looked at women's writing and saw the world through their eyes. I didn't think the way women lived was good enough. The expectation for somebody like me was just to have tea parties and get married, you know. And I knew perfectly well I just simply couldn't do any of that. And I was also working always for men, you see. And I was very struck by how much more idle they were than I was. That was still the day when they had secretaries, you see. I can't tell you how much my bottom and my knees and everything were pinched and, oh. By the end of the 60s, the women's movement had come over from America. And of course I was very influenced by the young women who were absorbed it all and took it up, and I said, absolutely, so agree with that, you know.
I don't know how I came across Virago, but, well, I think I was drunk at the time.
Yes, the heroic woman.
Yes, heroic woman, and also the fact that I do think occasionally women should be loud-mouthed and arrogant.
I started the company and took out the name and stuff in 1972, and the first book was published in 1975. It took some time to get the list together. Writers had to write the books.
Mary Chamberlain was the first author to be commissioned by Virago. Her contemporary account of the lives of the women of a fen village was written when she was barely known.
Women should tell their own stories. It was the story of women's lives, not men's lives. It wasn't the First World War in the trenches. It was raising children and being married and working on the land or wherever and being poor in a Cambridgeshire village.
Virago's books are meant to celebrate what women have done in the past, to illuminate the difficulties they still face, and to encourage them to get together to change society in the future.
I was very strict and stern, you know. Everything had to be done to make Virago survive. We had to change the world through our concept of how women's lives should be presented. That was my important thing.
This year they'll be putting out 85 titles, and they'll have a turnover in excess of £1 million, which is a clear indication that there was something missing in the world of books and that they supplied it.
The world loves a story. You change people's lives through telling stories. And once we started publishing the novels, they started to buy the non-fiction too, because they trusted the imprint. And the stories that we published were writers like Antonia White, Rosamund Lehman, Margaret Atwood, and women and men scooped them up because they would talk to them about their own lives.